very good day to you, our viewers, both within and outside the country. It gives us pleasure to be back on your screen again to bring you your interesting program, Insurance Matters. This is a platform where we begin to dig deep into issues relating to the insurance sector to see how to ensure that all stakeholders sit up and do what is expected of them with a view to moving the sector forward. This program is being brought to you by Protection Ltd by Guarantee, an NGO that has made a name for itself in the area of insurance advocacy. And my name is Adeyeye, your regular host. And like we always do on this program, we come every day to facilitate certain key issues, at least to broaden your knowledge, to bring to you those key things you need to know, and thereafter benefit from the discussion. And I have a guest with me in the studio today, somebody who is not entirely new to this program. He is going to be helping me to look into the topic that we have today, talking about the influence of insurance on livelihood. Now, what is the connection of insurance and livelihood? Now, everybody who is alive in this country understands that the times are tough. Now, how can insurance be brought in to make your livelihood better? This and many more we'll be looking at this day as we go deep into this discussion. I have my guest with me here in the studio, one who is the regional manager of Glanville and Tovin Insurance Brokers and Pensions Consultants Limited. He's a chartered insurer, and I mean, he's someone of great repute in the insurance sector. I'm talking about Mr. Bosun Adeyeye. You're welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much.
All right, so we'll kickstart this discussion. First of all, let me ask, is there any relationship between insurance and livelihood?
Sure. In fact, the essence of insurance in the first place is to protect the livelihood, the welfare of human beings. Our essence as human beings is that we want to live life and enjoy life, and that there should be nothing that will disrupt our living. And what insurance has come to do is to ensure that we don't only live, but we live life to its maximum, without anything, whatever it is called, whether it is economic factor, whether it is health factor, whether it is natural factors. When I say natural factor, now I'm talking about hazards of life that could come and inhibit what you're naturally supposed to enjoy. So that is why insurance as a concept has been developed in the first place to ensure that it protects human beings, protects them around their means of livelihood, and to ensure that the business, the life of human being is a going concern without allowing anything to cut it short. Okay. So there is a nexus between insurance and means of livelihood, or livelihood itself.
Okay, thank you for that insight. Now, we have had guests on this show who will always want to point us to legal framework surrounding insurance. Now, in your own opinion, do you think we have enough legal framework? Do you think more needs to be done? What is your viewpoint on this?
I think I always believe that before you ask for more, have you made use of the one you have?
Okay.
Insurance itself is a concept that is embedded in laws, rules, regulations. And every stakeholder in insurance needs to understand this. Because if you don't understand, you'll be a victim. Whether as a regulator, or as an insurer yourself, or as a policy taker. When I say policy taker, now I'm talking about people that we insure. Today, you hear people talking about the third-party insurance as a police let me go. It's not true. It's not right. That's an erroneous conclusion, whatever aspect you look at it. Because the law that establishes that act, for example, in Nigeria is Insurance Act of 1945 that established that. In UK, you have different code that establishes that. And what it is meant to do is to ensure that that law or that insurance protects an individual using the road against unforeseeable liability that you may incur to a third party, not to yourself, not to the company that you take insurance from, but to a third party that you don't know. For example, you carry your car in the morning, you are rushing to work, and because of hold up or whatever, you are doing rough riding, you hit somebody. If you have a third party on that car, the law provides that that person shouldn't begin to do fisticuffs with you on a Monday morning or whatever time. All you're supposed to do is to say, I'm sorry, I have insurance, and insurance will take care of whatever that has happened. As a matter of fact, to the tune of 1 million naira. And in some cases, if you are so witty, if you are so knowledgeable about insurance, you can even negotiate this third party claim to some extent. Some companies can say, okay, can we extend our 1 million limit to 2 million naira? What will mean is that you will have to pay more and with some other terms and agreement. So insurance itself is law embedded. So both insurer, the stakeholder in terms of regulator and the people taking insurance, they are guided by law. Because if you are not so careful, you can take insurance, pay premium, and yet when it is time for claim, you will not be paid. And people will say, insurance have come, oh, they are certified 419. No, it's because not only Nigeria, it's all over the world. People don't like to read, but we are worse in Africa. Somebody comes to take an insurance for the protection of a building, and you are given documents that we call policy documents, which spells out your rights, your responsibilities, the exclusions that are on your policies, things that will happen that will not be covered, things that happen that will be covered, things that you must do. We call them warranties. All these are spelled out. You are expected to take that document or take it to somebody. For example, if you can't take time to read it, you can take it to a lawyer. A lawyer will explain the content to you, or you take your time. For me, when I started my insurance, one of those things I do that endear me to my customers is that I take time to explain salient things to my customers. Because ignorance is not an excuse in law.
Yes.
So if you take insurance and you don't read through what is in it, for example, you insure your plaza, and in the policy document, the provision is that you will put fire extinguisher in some places. You will make sure that you don't do some things that can exacerbate the level of damage when the fire takes place. You agree to those things, but at the point of that incident taking place, we don't find all those things. So in the first place, there is a breach of agreement. So when I talk about law, every aspect of insurance has to do with law, from taking the policy itself. If you are, there's something we call utmost good faith, which says that whatever, I'm trying to speak layman language now, whatever you declare concerning that thing, we believe it is the absolute truth, nothing but the truth. So if eventually we now discover that you have declared something else, but you will discover something else, you have from the beginning invalidated that agreement, that contract, because you have not been truthful. For example, you want to take a life product, a life policy, and the policy indicates in your completion of form that do you have any terminal disease, and you know clearly that you have some that are predisposed to that thing you are taking, but you don't declare it. So if eventually claim occurs, and the company is not a charity company, we do our investigation and discover that those conditions were inherent in your system before you even took that policy. So you may not be paid. Did you pay premium? Yes. But did you play your part well? No. You have shortened the process. You have not been truthful. You have not disclosed the material facts. There are something we call material facts of the policy, of the contract. You have not disclosed it. So law is very, very essential to our practice. Like I said, both the regulator, the insurer, and the other stakeholders, like those people taking the policies, we are all our conducts, all our behaviors are guided by rules and regulations.
Okay, yeah, you have said it all, that they are all guided by rules and regulation. You know, most people tend to know more of the third party, like you said, they call it let my people go. People just do it not to be disturbed or harassed on the way by the law enforcement. Yeah, so why is it that that is the only policy that seems to be enforced? I know there are other policies that by law ought to be mandatory. What is the problem? Why is it that this is the only area that government is looking into?
As a matter of fact, I would disagree with you.
Okay.
In fact, that one you mentioned is not even being enforced.
Okay.
You said it seems like that's the only one that's been enforced.
Yes.
It's not true.
Because people tend to purchase it simply because they know that when they are stopped on the way and they don't have it.
As a matter of fact, today, research shows that more than half of those certificates you see on the road are fake.
Yes.
They are procured from touts. Because you see my company, at least, to God be the glory, you came to pick me from the office. So it shows that we have offices, every insurance company or broker has a designated office where you can either call or you go there to procure this service. But instead of you to do that, what you have done is to walk to somewhere and they give you that certificate.
That's somewhere. Where is that somewhere?
That's somewhere. Okay, for example, you know we are in Abuja. FIO does other particulars. They procure other particulars for people.
Yes.
And in the process, because of the way we have as a people, they make it look like that insurance should be done within their environment. So it's packaged with they will mention to you the whole amount of the money, including the insurance. And right there, they are the one that will, either them or you, with connivance of, I want to believe connivance with you, you go to a wrong place to get the certificate. It doesn't mean that there are no right companies doing business with them. But I can tell you there are a lot of outlets within that environment that they are not representing any valid company. And I'm made bold to say this. If a number of times in the past, NICOM has done some enforcement, come with police officers, chase some people away. But as you chase them away, they will always come back. So the industry as a whole should come up with a formidable and sustainable strategy that will make it impossible for touts, for people who don't have role to play in the insurance industry, to begin to rip us off. Because I tell you, you collect 5,000 naira from an average motorist, and what reaches the insurance company at the end of the day is 1,000 naira. Does that make sense? It doesn't. And you expect that at the end of the day, you will get claim. That's why most of those people... Is that what happens? Out of the 5,000 that people pay for the third party, only 1,000 gets to the insurance company? It's just unfortunate that maybe NICOM has not been able to see what some of us see. So that is the situation. Because this thing can actually be confirmed. Okay, now, I'm a bit particular about this. Now, you have said that there are a lot of fake when it comes to third-party motor insurance policy. Yeah. Now, in other policies, in other area of insurance procurement, do we have this volume of fake policies? No, you can't have it. Now, if you don't have it in those areas, why is it peculiar to this? Is it not because there's a high level of enforcement in this area? You call it enforcement, but maybe possibly it's not properly enforced. Okay. You understand? Yes. It's believed by every, if you meet police on the road, you meet road safety on the road, wherever you meet them, they ask for this. Yes. So possibly that is an enforcement in a way. Okay. But there are other compulsory insurances that government itself came up with, but they are not being enforced at all. So I agree with you to some extent that they even do some level of enforcement in the area of third party. For example, all the public buildings that are beyond 2-story and above are supposed to be insured. Yeah, by law, yes. By law, it's not being insured. We are talking about group life insurance, except for those who want to take contract or something. They are the only ones that are doing this. Group life is not being done the way it's supposed to be done. We have what we call professional indemnity that's supposed to be taken by everybody that's a professional and doing something very sensitive. Whether you call yourself a doctor or a pharmacist or even some lawyers. You know that in the course of you carrying out your job, you are exposed to certain what's the word now?
Hazards.
Hazards. Not really hazards. You are to place certain rules. For example, if you are my lawyer and you give me a wrong advice that cost me a fortune, I can sue you. But let me even use that of a medical doctor. A medical doctor will carry operations, do surgical operations and all that, because they are not God. At times, they make errors. You have heard about an operation, a procedure being done, and you forget a scissor, a surgical scissors inside the womb of somebody. It's not intended. It is not deliberate. But when that thing happens, the family may not take it lightly, especially if that involves life and the person dies in the process. But if you have a professional indemnity, that will protect you. It will protect your I'm trying to remember the word, the right word. Okay. So it will protect you against being found wanting in that area, because naturally when that happens, you will be prosecuted. And if you are prosecuted and you are fined, you will have to pay. But if you have insurance, it will be the headache of your insurance company to do that.
All right, thank you so much for facilitating on this subject matter this far. Our phone number will be displayed on the screen. You can join us in the conversation. Probably you have a question you want to ask. You have issues that you want to raise. Particularly on the next question I'll be asking my guests, the issue of claims in Nigeria. Some people just believe that it's all about payment of premium year in, year out, and when it comes to claims, insurance companies shy back. Being an expert, what do you have to say about claim ratio in Nigeria? Do you think we are doing well?
We are doing fantastically well now.
Okay.
You know, like I said...
You said now, meaning there was a time...
Yes, if you look at our history, I came to the industry getting close to 15 years now. Before I entered, I had a lot of gory stories about how insurance claims were not settled in Nigeria. And when I came to, I heard so many stories. But over time, government has been proactive through regulations, through our regulator NICOM. A lot of companies are being fined every day. If you have genuine claim and it is not settled, the company that owes you that claim, that's why I was talking about the point of law. An individual should know his rights, and when you don't know your right, sorry for you. But if you know your rights, you pay right premium, and genuine incident take place that you're supposed to take to be settled for your claim, and that is not forthcoming. That's my business as a broker. If you know you have problems, contact us as a broker. We are midwife between the insurance companies and the people taking insurance policies. As long as you have genuine case, we will sort you out. There is no company today that I know in Nigeria that will not want to settle claims, except there are issues. And where you have one or two companies that are doing that, I know they are on toes. They are on their toes as we speak. Okay. And we can also check this by checking through their websites. It's being published every day. I know recently Name Insurance just declared that they settled, I don't know whether it's 10 billion or 19 billion naira claim. A number of companies do that. Every time you hear about how many billions they settle in claims. You remember NSAS?
Yes.
You know how much the industry has paid as a claim for NSAS? Government of Lagos can testify to what I'm saying. So we are paying claims, and we are doing far, far more than what people think. For example, every of my car is covered. And I know how many claims I've gotten in the last 1, 2, 3 years. So there is no property that is of value to me that I will not cover. It's quite unfortunate that many people are banding this information around. They don't even have any first-hand insurance experience. They don't have a single policy, and they will tell you insurance does not pay in Nigeria. It's not true. We are paying claims.
All right, thank you. Now, this is why Transparent Protection Limited by Guarantee is in existence. You know, so many persons just pick up these policies. They don't even have an understanding of it. When issues arise, they don't even know where to go to. Our doors are always open. Our phone lines are always available. call us. This is why we are here. This is part of the reason why we bring this program, to enlighten you on things you need to know. And beyond this program, we have also stepped in to help facilitate lots of claims. Now, you made mention of something as we begin to wrap up. You said no insurance company wants to withhold settlement of claim except there are issues.
Yes.
Is it possible that there are insurance companies that are still selling out policies that have issues that will hinder them from settling claims?
No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is that...
Okay, sorry, let's see if this call can come through. Hello, your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Joshua.
All right, Joshua, go ahead. We can hear you. From where? Calling from where?
Yeah, I'm calling you from South Niger State.
All right, go ahead, Joshua.
Yes, I see the program for the IT.
Yes. Go ahead, we can hear you.
Yes. So because I have a car whereby I do insurance, so the car can't get accident. But no way to I can find the insurance.
Okay, you did an insurance policy for your car and it had an accident.
Yes.
Where is your car?
My car is with Bosun for Panabita.
Okay. Have you contacted the insurance company?
I confirm nobody. I call nobody to answer me.
Okay. Who take the policy?
Which state did you take the policy?
Abuja.
In Abuja here. Do you know the name of the insurance company?
I don't. I'm not.
Okay, you know what you are going to do outside this program. Call us. By then, get the name of the insurance company. If you had the name, we would have taken it up immediately on air here. So try to get the name, and outside this program, call, and then we'll take it up from there.
Okay, thank you, sir. All
right, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, you see, these are some of the persons who might say insurance is not working. Probably he has tried to reach
from his little account. Yes. You can deduce that he did not do the property. He can't even know the office of the company. He does not even remember the name of the company. So some of these things are shrouded in ignorance. So and if you don't know, you pay for ignorance. So that is it. But that does not mean that we cannot still do everything possible to sensitize the public to understand that they need to do the right thing at all times. Okay, let's see if we can take in this call. Hello, your name and where you calling from? Hello? Okay, we have lost that call. All right, thank you so much for the insight you have brought to this issue of insurance. And what's going to be your last words by way of advice? What I want to, because we talk more today about laws guiding insurance itself. So I will encourage the public, Nigerians particularly, who are our main audience now, to always find out whatever it is, whether you are a market woman, whether you are a professional, whether you are into certain businesses, there are insurances that can protect what you do. But there are also need for you to ask questions where you are in doubt, so that at the end of the day, we are all on the same page, and when you are due for a claim, you can always be settled. Thank you very much. All right, thank you for that advice you have heard from the experts. Always seek knowledge. And like I always say, we are valuable to give you all the advice you need when it comes to insurance and claims settlement. This program, like we always tell you, is the People's Program, is an advocacy program brought to you by Protection Ltd, by Guarantee. And we will continue to give kudos to NICOM for their support, for which we've been on air. And we're also letting you know, our viewers, that you can partner with us. We can help advance your brand, we can promote your brand, we can place your adverts on this program. You can also reach us through the same number on your screen, and we'll be glad to do stuff with you. Thank you so much for coming on this program. And my name remains Godswill Egede. Until we come on your screen same time next week, be insured and be assured of health.